Consul Democracy is an open-source software originally built for the city of Madrid. It's a platform where a government or organization can run public debates, collect citizen proposals, hold votes, and run participatory budgeting, all in one place. It's used by more than 250 cities and organizations worldwide. Running your own instance means your city, agency, or organization owns the platform, the data, and the process, instead of handing citizen participation over to a third-party vendor's servers. The problem is that self-hosting something like this normally means either a fragile manual VPS setup or handing it to a generic hosting platform that gives you none of the actual infrastructure control. No VPC isolation, no proper secrets management, no real ownership of your AWS account. FOSSonCloud, by the AWS consulting firm Ordinary Experts, packages Consul Democracy into a single CloudFormation stack that deploys inside your own AWS account. Auto-scaling group, load balancer, S3 and CloudFront for user-uploaded content, SES for email, encrypted secrets, all built the way an AWS solutions architect would build it by hand, but wired together automatically. It's fully open source, so you can read every line on GitHub before you deploy it. This video will walk you through the entire step. Before you deploy, you'll need two things: a Route 53 hosted zone for your domain, and an SSL certificate in AWS Certificate Manager covering your domain. To make these, first go to Certificate Manager in the AWS console. Make sure you're in the same AWS region you plan to deploy the stack in. Click Request Certificate, Public Certificate, Next, and fill in the domain name that you're going to use for your deployment. We already have one created, and once you've created yours, it'll take you to a screen that looks like this. You're going to want to copy the ARN value and take note of your domain name, as this will be important later. When you create your domain name, make sure to create the record in Route 53. Next, you're going to want to subscribe to the Consul Democracy pattern in the AWS Marketplace. To do this, go to the FOSSonCloud website and click Deploy on AWS Marketplace. You could also just go directly to the AWS Marketplace and search Consul Democracy on AWS by FOSSonCloud. Once you're here, click View Purchase Options, and then scroll down and subscribe to the product. Once you've subscribed, you'll click Launch Your Software, and then Launch with CloudFormation. You're going to see that the template is already uploaded, so you'll click Next, and then have to fill out the parameters. Most of the parameters can be left as default, however, there are a few that we'll want to specify. First is the stack name. This is just a label for you to recognize this deployment later. So for example, we'll use Consul Democracy Demo. Next, you'll want the ALB certificate ARN, which is the value we copied earlier from the certificate manager. Along with that, we'll want to fill in the ALB ingress CIDR, which controls who's allowed to reach the site over the internet. Since this is a public-facing citizen participation platform, most people leave this as 0.0.0.0/0, meaning anyone. If you're only testing internally, you could restrict it to your own IP address as well. The next thing you'll want to configure is your DNS Route 53 hosted zone name. This is the root domain exactly as it appears in Route 53, or exactly as you created it here with your certificate manager. So for us, that would be test.patterns.ordinaryexperts.com. For the DNS hostname, this is the subdomain prefix that your site will actually live at. So for example, we could say consuldemo.test.patterns.ordinaryexperts.com. The last thing you'll want to check is this create SES domain identity. Leave this true unless you already have an SES domain identity set up for this exact domain from a previous stack. Everything else can be left as default, so you'll click Next, I acknowledge, next, and then submit. The stack will take roughly 20 to 30 minutes to deploy, and you can watch the progress under the Events tab. As you can see here, the demo has been created. Go to the Outputs tab and find the output labeled Admin Email Output. That'll be the email address of the auto-created admin account. Next, you're going to want to go get the admin password. If you go to Secrets Manager in the AWS console, look for a secret named your stack name /instance/credentials. So we can see here, it's this one. If we click into that secret and then click Retrieve Secret Value, look for the key admin password and copy its value. If we go back to CloudFormation, we'll see our stack. And if we go back to the Outputs tab, we'll find the site URL output that we can open in our browser. Here we'll want to sign in with our admin email, which is admin@test.patterns.ordinaryexperts.com, and the password that we copied earlier. And now we've successfully signed in. If you ever need to access the server directly, aka get onto the actual EC2 instance for troubleshooting, configuration changes, or anything else, you don't need SSH keys. Just go to EC2 in the console, find your instance, and it'll have a name matching your stack. So here we see Consul Democracy. Select it, click Connect, and make sure you connect via Session Manager. This will open a browser-based terminal directly into the instance. That's the full setup. A production-ready, publicly federable citizen participation platform live in your own AWS account, deployed and configured from a single CloudFormation stack. And if you run into anything, every FOSSonCloud deployment includes a free 1-hour onboarding Zoom session. Our team will walk you through the specific setup, answer questions, and get you running. Ongoing email support with a 2-business day response time is included as well. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to working with you.